Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we have some pretty big news coming out of the Warhammer community site, and that is we have some new rules for 8th edition regarding the Adeptus Mechanicus. So let's just jump in and let's take a look at these glorious new rules. As always, the article is linked in the description of this video. Go and check it out, give it a read, then come back to this video. But I just want to more or less go over one of the big things from this, and that is we have rules for 8th edition now for the Terrax pattern termite drill. Now if we click and download, and it'll open it up in this little window over here if I zoom in really neatly like this, and we can actually see now the rules for the 8th edition. And I've got to say that AdMech players, you finally have technically a transport now for your armor, so maybe Primaris can start getting some love. Maybe we can start getting a flyer or something, because technically you chaps now do have a transport. Now I've briefly just got to go over the rules for this. It looks like a decent actual vehicle for the AdMech players. Actually, it's not really just for AdMech, it's for Chaos, it's for Space Marines. I'll go through that at the end, but you can take some new AdMech units in there. So this is called the Terrax pattern termite assault drill. It's basically something that goes under the ground, and you can transport units across the battlefield. So the stats are well, the movement it's all down to what wounds you're suffering. So the top wounds are 10. So if you've got between 6 and 10, your movement is 8 inches. 3 to 5, it's 6 inches. 1 to 2 is 4 inches. Ballistic skill, if you've got 6 to 10 wounds, it is ballistic skill +3. 3 to 5 is +4, and 1 to 2 is +5. And with the attack, if you're on full wounds, that is 6 to 10, you get 6. 3 to 5 is D6. And 1 to 2 is D3. So just like all the big vehicles in 8th edition, it goes down with more damage you take on the vehicle. So if we move down to the weapons, it says a Terrax pattern terminite assault drill is a single model equipped with two storm bolters, a melter cutter, and a termite drill. It says it's got a heavy flamer here. It doesn't mention that there. I don't know why. So the heavy flamer range is 8 inches, and it's heavy D6, strength 5. AP -1, damage 1. This weapon automatically hits just like all the flamers in 8th edition. You just hit it straight away. The melter cutter is 12 inches, assault D3, strength 8, -4. Damage is D6, so that could be pretty nice if you get the rolls off. It does say in the abilities, if this target is within half range of this weapon, roll 2 dice when inflicting damage and discard the lowest result. So that's pretty decent as well. So if you're closer than half, just roll 2 dice and just discard whatever the lowest one is. That's very nice. Knowing my rolls, I'll probably get double 1, so it doesn't really matter. The storm bolter range is 24 inches, rapid fire 2, strength 4, AP is 0, damage is 1. Just basically normal storm bolters. Twin Volkite charges. I love a bit of Volkite. Range is 15. Type is heavy 4. Strength is 5. AP is 0, but damage is 2. So that's pretty decent as well. And the last big thing on this is the termite drill. And the range is melee. Type melee. Strength is ×2. AP is -4. So it can really kick some dust up. Damage is 3. And it says after the bearer has made all of its attacks, roll a d6 for each model that suffers damage from this weapon this phase but has not been destroyed. On a 2+, the model being rolled for suffers a mortal wound, and if that model is not destroyed, you can roll another d6. This time the model suffers a mortal wound on a 3+. Keep rolling a d6, increasing the results required to cause a mortal wound by 1 each time. So basically you can, if the dice gods are with you, you can just rack on tons of wounds with this termite drill. So it can be pretty decent, but you have to be very lucky when you come to do your rolling. The next bit is war gear options. This is when it comes back to the heavy flamer. It says this model may replace both its storm bolters with either 2 heavy flamers or 2 Volkite charges. I would probably go with heavy flamers for the instant hit. I know its range is 8 inches, but I'm probably going to be trying to get as close as I can with the termite drill. That's just me. It's probably going to turn out terrible, but that is how I would play with it. If we move on to the abilities, it says subterranean assault. During the deployment, you can set up this model along with any unit embarked within it underground instead of placing it on the battlefield. At the end of any of your movement phases, this model can perform subterranean assault. Set it up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from any enemy models. Any units embarked inside can immediately disembark, but they must be set up more than 9 inches away from the enemy models. Any models that can not be set up because there is not enough room are slain. So that could work in your favor, and it cannot work in your favor. I would probably try and just get my guys out, of course, 9 inches away. Probably me being safe, I'd probably try and just a little bit farther away, because then maybe try and like get the siege drill in front of him, just some extra protection. What I found during my time playing 8th edition is that whoever goes first normally wins. There's so much shooting abilities in 8th edition, and there's so much damage you can put on to your targets, and there's not really that much defense. So if you can set like, you know, your army up like basically underground where they can't be shot like first turn, I think that may be a pretty decent tactic, and then you just, you know, just roll them out and then just put them somewhere safe on the battlefield and stuff. So that's probably a tactic I would try and use if I'm using this. The explodes rule is just like all the other really explodes rules. If this model is reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 before removing it from the battlefield, and before the embarked models disembark. On a 6, it explodes. Each unit within 6 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. Nothing new there, nothing special. Basically, if it blows up and you get a 6, then, you know, everything's suffering a wound in within 6 inches of the explosion. Designer notes, it says this model can be taken in 3 different factions: Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, and Adeptus Mechanicus. It transports rules and keywords change depending on which 3 you choose. Note that it is from the Space Marine faction. You cannot choose it for the Legion of the Damned or Grey Knights chapters, so those are kaput, they don't count. It can be from any chapters including Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, and Death Watch. So you can take Death Watch with this, which is pretty nice. Now, if we move down to the actual keywords and stuff, this is going to get me quite upset. Transport, it says this model can transport 12 chapter infantry models. It can transport, it cannot transport jump pack Terminators, Centurion, Wolfen, or Primaris models. Well, there's a surprise. What can Primaris actually get in these days? I'm wondering now why Primaris were even made, because we basically can't even get into anything. Soon it's probably going to be saying Primaris can't get into battle barges. They're just basically too fat, so we can't go anywhere. We just have to stay on the world that we're made. The faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and of course with the chapter we went through, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, and Death Watch and stuff like that. Keywords: Vehicle, Transport, Terminite, Assault Drill. And the next one is Chaos Space Marines, because this can be used in your horrible betrayal armies, let's say. Transport, this model can transport 12 Legion infantry models. It can transport jump pack. Sorry, it can. I keep getting confused with this. It cannot transport jump pack, Terminators, or Cult of Destruction models. So they are out. Faction keywords are Chaos, Mark of Chaos in the little funky brackets, Heretic Astartes, Legion. Keywords: Vehicle, Transport, Terminite Drill. And the last one is the Adeptus Mechanicus, which I'm sure some Adeptus Mechanicus people are happy about. It says this model can transport 12 Scutari infantry. So you actually can get Scutari now. Secutari, not Scutari, Secutari. I always see that and my mind reads it strange. So you can put 12 Secutari infantry or Forge World infantry models. It cannot transport Belisarius Call, Kaythron Breachers, or a Kaythron Destroyer model. So you can't put Mr. Call in there and pop him out and like, surprise, you're all going to die. You can't do that. Faction keywords: Imperium, Adeptus Mechanicus, Forge World. Keywords are Vehicle, Transport, Terminite Drill, etc., etc. So down here, just to finish it off, the points per model is 130 points. That's just for the base model. And then, of course, we're adding all the weapons on. Heavy Flamer is 17, Melter Cutter is 0, Storm Bolter is 2, Termite Drill is 0, and Twin Volkites are 8 points per one you want to put on. So a pretty decent vehicle. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy for you AdMech players. I know you've been complaining a while that you want some transports. I know it's, you know, you can't take everything in it, but at least it's a start. Maybe you'll get something more bigger or something like that. And I think now we're going to start seeing more Forge World stuff coming over. Just like with the Adeptus Custodes, like soon the Adeptus Custodes are going to have everything in 8th edition. Like we're going to have the flyers, all that kind of stuff. That's going to be coming over. That's going to be happening with you AdMech guys. I'm 99.9% certain of that. And just to end the video, I just want to briefly go over some more last chance to buy stuff, in case people are not aware. There's some Red Scorpion stuff, which is going on last chance to buy. I don't think it's like a massive clear out of Red Scorpions, because as you can see on the screen here, they've had some big stuff introduced in the last couple of months. Like they had this Red Scorpions Command collection. The 2 commanders with the banner and the sword. You can get this awesome looking Red Scorpion Dread. But it's stuff like this. It's like the Red Scorpions Mark IV Tactical Squad boxer is basically going. The Red Scorpions Vanguard Veterans are going. The Commander Cullen of the Red Scorpions is last chance to buy. That's going. Red Scorpion Veteran with Veteran Sergeant Haas upgrade pack. That is going. Red Scorpion Vanguard Veteran upgrade set. That is going. The decals are not going or anything like that as far as I can see. So I think it's just some of the old stuff, and like as GW's made us aware, like it's basically the stuff that's not selling well. Like that model is kind of old now. Maybe they're going to be doing some upgrades, maybe making them a bit more fancier. Maybe they may Primaris them. I know that gets a lot of people triggered, but maybe that's the direction they're going. Who knows? I'm just saying now, just making it aware that if you're a Red Scorpion person, then you may want to go and check this out and, you know, buy some of this stuff if you're a fan of these models. So yeah. Alright chaps, that's me done for another video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Congratulations AdMech, you got some nice stuff. Well, I say congratulations AdMech. Space Marines can use it as well, so really not really congratulate me, since I got Primaris. They can't go in it. Congratulations, mini Marines. You have a decent another option to transport your troops around the battlefield. Let me know about it. Are you happy with it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Post it below in the comment section. We can have a nice little chat. As always, let's keep it nice and healthy, and we can just enjoy a little comment section. Right, thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you all very, very soon. See you now, and bye-bye.